strongly caution, the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
And I left the goddamn logo up. I'm a fucking idiot. So we are back. Yes, we're doing 2 shows tonight, and we are back with Fight Over Me. How are you guys doing?
How you doing?
Good. I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. Fantastic. So the way that we make this work is we play a little game with you guys. We got 1 through 65, which you guys could take turns either picking the number or you can roll the dice and whatever comes. So which one of you want to go first?
Go for it, Pete.
25.
You say 25?
Yeah.
25.
25. Oh, yeah. Least favorite interview question. Good way to start off.
Talking about things I dislike. Honestly.
There you go. It's a good one.
I'd rather talk about things I like than things I dislike.
All right. It's a good one.
Wow.
Usually it's something like, when did the band start, or how did you come up with the band name? Because you fucking answer that 50,000 times a year.
Well, that's actually a good story, though.
Mine is, yeah.
This is actually a good story.
actually a really good story.
Go for it. Hey, we love stories.
Yeah, I want to know why.
Well, the band name actually came from was in the process of getting divorced. And I was sitting on the bed, and my now ex-wife, was standing in the bathroom, and she goes, "Why do these dark clouds always collide over me?" And the only thing I could think of was, that's a good band name. I didn't care what else she was talking about. We were getting divorced, but I was like, wow, okay.
That's
a good one.
Probably one of the more interesting stories I've heard, to be honest.
Yeah.
With
like just something random she said. I'm like, I'm going to use that.
But yes, I do want the divorce, but I'm taking that.
Yeah, I'm taking the name.
Right?
You're taking everything else. I'm taking that.
I literally left everything else. So
I got you. So do you have a question?
Took myself, my car, and my clothes. And that was it.
All right. So do you have a question you really don't like answering? As far as the band?
Not really. Not really. Everything is you can find a good answer for everything. Even if you got to fudge it a little bit, you can kind of, especially if it's something that gets asked a whole lot, you can just, you don't want to really answer, just fudge a little bit. But no, I don't really have too much of a disdain for any questions being asked about the band or anything.
Okay. All right. Fair
That's
enough.
good.
Fair enough. All right. So what you want to do? You want to pick or you want to roll?
I'll do roll.
Okay.
We're gonna roll 33. Best advice someone has given you.
In the music industry.
Don't quit. Don't quit.
Don't quit.
Be yourself. Do what you do, but don't quit.
All right.
My father was a drill sergeant. He said, "Son, it's best to let people think you're an idiot, then open your mouth and prove them right." Always like that.
Yep, that's a good one. It's a good one. I like that one.
At least we got "Don't Quit" because most of the bands here lately have been like, "Don't do it, quit music."
Don't do it.
Oh man, if you just don't love it, if it's something in you to keep on pushing you to do it, right? You know, and if one person likes it, you need more than that. But still, it's still nice.
I think a lot of it goes into what the outcome of like music is today versus like with the record labels and stuff like that, because there's really no point in record labels. There's pros and cons.
No.
But in the old days, like it was harder to get found, but once you got found, you made a lot more money. As to where now the competition is endless, because as soon as the internet came out, you've got all the tools that you never had before, especially with marketing and pushing your band. It's a level playing field, whether you're local or national or regional band. It's a level playing field all the way across. So if you're that damn good, you can go out there and do something with it. But you know, I think we lost.
He'll come back.
So we're just gonna roll.
Well, anyways, there is a big difference though from now and today, and I think media plays a huge part of it as well. It's not the same. Like before, you would just put posters up or something, you know, or flyers, or stand out on the street. You stand out on the street now, you're gonna get arrested or picked up and asked to do other things.
Well, I mean, even on the media side, it's easier to get a push being in a band, because now, like even with media, used to all you had was FM radio stations, and that was the only way you were going to get promoted. Now with the internet, any Joe Blow can start their own media company and start doing live. I mean, fuck, we did it, and anybody can go out there and do a fucking podcast and try to line up bands to interview like we do, and do that, and you still can get promotion. And those are endless. There's just as many of them coming as there are fucking bands.
Yeah. So is it worth having promotion? Is it worth having those, managers and, stuff like that? Or, do you just do it yourself as an artist nowadays? Like, what do you do? What is the best advice?
I mean, honestly, from my perspective, there's really, I guess you have to look at it two different ways. So do you need them? Are they a need? No. At this point, I feel like management and PR is a luxury, not a need. Because if you want to control everything yourself, you can.
Yeah.
If you're willing to put the work in and have the time to put the work in, you can. Now,
I think that's the key, though, is putting the work in. You can't slack in one area because, say if you have their financial and then you have your whoever your employees are, those kind of things. Right. Can you juggle all of that?
Right. And then if you make enough money, you can pay for those things. And that's why I say it's a luxury, because you can go out and say you got rich parents, you can go out and do whatever you want. And then, like I said, it's There you go.
I don't know what happened there.
That's all right. It's called technology. The
Oh, yeah.
wonderful world of technology.
Yeah, flipping ass internet. Hey, I could at least see y'all before. You just look like 8-bit video game there for the longest time. So,
Oh, Lord. Okay.
yeah, at least y'all look better at this point.
Good.
All right, so who wants to roll and who wants to or pick?
I'll roll this time.
Okay.
All right, we go roll.
Go on roll. Here we go. 35. Did you go to school or were you self-taught in the music world?
Oh, I took guitar lessons forever.
Yeah.
I started when I was a little kid on believe it or not, a Yamaha classical guitar with steel strings.
Okay.
That's how my finger strength was so strong. And forever, my dad was funny. He said he'd buy me an electric guitar, which is that gray one was my first electric one. And
sweet.
He said, "I'll buy you an electric guitar when you can play as good as Chet Atkins." Now, I was 8 and I didn't know who Chet Atkins was. And also, it took me a little bit to realize my father's sense of humor. So I did. So needless to say, I got an acoustic or an electric before I could play like Chet Atkins.
I'm
That's good.
completely
At least you got
self-taught.
it. Thank goodness you did, because look what you're doing with it now.
Right?
And say I'm self-taught. Like I literally just grabbed a bass and just started fucking playing and toying around with it till it sounded good. And I can't read music for shit, and I can barely read fucking tabs. I just play strictly by fucking ear and just go, and that's it.
When I was in Los Angeles, I knew there'd be some. I've always loved classical guitar, and I knew there'd be some great teachers in Los Angeles. And I had some of the best classical guitar teachers ever. And my sight reading was always mid at best, honestly. And,
right.
Yeah.
I was more of a memorizer. I would just memorize the entire piece. And
right.
Yeah. I think a lot. I mean, honestly, I see a lot of musicians are like that. They're more off of just by hearing it and just playing it, really.
Classical's harder because there's a lot more movement, a lot more going on. But
my family was drummers, so me singing and playing guitar completely just not normal in the house. So
all right, yeah, you just decided to go out to fucking left field, be like, fuck it, I ain't gonna do that shit.
Yeah, my dad was a drummer for Jerry Lee Lewis, Wilson Pickett, Box Tops, Paul Beer and the Raiders, a bunch of stuff like that back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And my brother played drums in Save and Able, so I was just kind of doing my own thing.
Oh shit! Yeah. Damn, you do come from a line of damn drummers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just wasn't my thing. I tried in high school band, and I'm just like, no, not for me.
Not your thing. That's all right. You're still in the music world. Sure.
Oh. Cool.
My parents couldn't carry a tune in a bucket.
No.
No, I can't carry a tune. Don't ask me to fucking sing because it's going to be god awful. Like it's done deal. It's not happening.
Well, the only reason why I ended up singing was because I couldn't find anybody.
That's usually what happens. Yeah.
It's like, well, I wrote these songs, I wrote these lyrics, and who wants to sing? Nobody.
Awesome. You're like, oh, I guess I'll do it.
That's happened to me before. I had a band about 10 years ago. And we're all sitting around in a room, and we had a vocalist, and it turned out we played in like an extreme death metal band.
Okay.
So it's, mostly all, hardcore vocals and stuff like that. So after a while, we're sitting there playing, and I'm like, I listen to extreme metal, and I can't tell a goddamn word you're fucking saying. Is there even lyrics to this shit? And he kind of breaks down. He was like, I actually don't write vocals. I just scream to the pattern of the music. And I'm like, so there's no lyrics to our fucking song. It's like, no. So the rest of the band, they're like, nope, fuck, you're gone. So they fired him. So we're all sitting around the room. We're like, well, fuck, now what?
Now what? Yeah.
It's like we've got 12 songs written that we're fixing to do a record for, and we signed to a small little indie label that was paying for us to do the record, and we're like, well, fuck. Like, we have to take the vocals out of everything and re-record everything. And we're all just kind of looking at each other like, well, who's
you
gonna...
do it? Not it.
We all look at our rhythm guitarist, Kev, who I'm still in a band with today, and we're like, it's you, dude. You're up. Sorry. You're the only one that can do vocals out of any of us. You're up.
Next man up.
So he had to sit there and write lyrics for these 12 songs. Like, and I think he did. He was amazing because he did it. I think he did all 12 songs in like 3 days.
Wow.
And just
Good
now,
job.
I mean, he fucking remembered them, but he did it.
It was done. That's all that matters.
So it did happen, and that album did get released. So, but it was intense. All right, so who wants to roll or pick next? Who is next?
Your turn.
15.
15 it is. What kind of drumsticks do you like to use the best? So switch that over to microphone or strings, depending on what you use.
Strings. We have a string endorsement actually. We use Kurt Mangan.
Okay.
Okay.
So we've got an endorsement with them. We've also got a cable endorsement with Pig Hog. And I think that's it right now.
All right.
What mics do you use?
Vocally I use Sennheiser.
Damn, we haven't had that answer. All right. Cool.
No.
Cool.
It's good to hear a different one.
I'm an E835 guy.
Yeah, for my cabs, my guitar cab, I like the E9S6.
Yep.
Sennheiser.
So I'm going to throw a bonus question in because I know you guys are old enough to, you have no idea how many times I've asked this question. They just look at me and blink. And I'm like, shit, these guys are in their like low 20s and they've never watched MTV. They did not get to experience MTV at all. So if you think back when you watched MTV and you watched Beavis and Butthead for the first time, what was the very first music video that you were introduced to watching Beavis and Butthead?
Oh God!
I know this one makes you think.
The first
it really does.
That I remember. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Nude Swirl.
Oh shit, we haven't got that one.
White Zombie.
Yeah,
White Zombie, but I
That
think
was a famous one.
I think I remember Nude Swirl was one of the first ones that I saw on there. I actually just re-downloaded their album on Apple Music and was jamming it again. That's kind of some old 90s that not a lot of people know. That was a really good band.
I remember White Zombie.
Zombie, of course, Winger.
See, for me, there was one episode in particular, actually 2 episodes I remember like right off the top of my head that I liked. There was one episode that it had White Zombie Thunder Kiss 65.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in that same episode it had Pantera I'm Broken.
Yeah. I mean, they did This Love.
Or This Love.
That's
I remember that.
Because as soon as it kicks in, they're all doing this slam dance in the living room.
That's right. Right. It was This Love.
I like that Pantera guy. Yeah.
And then there was that fucking one that they made fun of it for like 15 minutes. Do you remember the one they did, the crash test dummies?
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember that.
They're Canadian. They're easier to pick on.
Exactly.
When's it gonna get cool?
Yeah, basically.
All right, who wants to roll, or do you want to pick?
I'll roll
Hold on. Let's do this one. Chris wants to know what your favorite guitar that is hanging on the wall behind you.
It alters from day to day, honestly.
Honestly, it does. He's got so many.
The one with the red pickups, currently,
Yeah.
And it's because of the story. We were playing a show, and the sound guy was like, my dad used to build pickups, and I have a custom set of Lace sensors signed by Jeff Lace. And he's like, I don't know enough about guitars and I'm not good enough. He's like, but here, I want you to have these pickups. And his dad just passed away. He said, I want you to have these pickups. And I'm like, man, it's a big honor. But I'm like,
yeah, it is.
Red pickups don't fit into anything, honestly. I mean,
but it worked on that.
Yeah, so I assembled the guitar. And so that's been my favorite one lately.
Yeah.
Just,
nice.
He even signed the inside on the reverse of all the pickups. Jeff Lay signed the inside of all the pickups.
And nice.
Yeah, the Lay sensors.
Color on it. Ooh, going this way.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the colors.
I got just bought the body from a custom builder. Got the neck from eBay. Got some, it's so funny. It's a parts because I just grabbed some Charvel tuners I had off of a Charvel I had in pieces. So just put a bunch of pieces together and it plays and sounds amazing.
Hey, whatever works.
That's the best part of it.
Works.
Yeah.
I actually
it's like a Frankenstein.
Yeah, I like the contrasting colors on it. That's kind of cool because you don't really see too many people do that, and that's pretty neat.
It took me a minute to figure out the colors I wanted, but as soon as I found the body from that custom builder, I'm like, that's the body for these pickups.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Typically for Collide, we use Ibanez. He has his what he calls cracker over there. And I've got it's an older 2006 or 7 SZ 520.
Okay.
And I got these 2 Ibanez RGs. I'll alternate. One's black, one's white. Yeah. And the black one, this is my favorite one.
Ooh.
Oh shit! Yeah. I can see why.
It's hot rodded out with like the brass blocks and updated all electronics. You can drop it, pick it up, and it's still in tune. It's one of those guitars. And then I have the black one that I call Blackie. I got in a pawn shop for like $60, and it's a $60 guitar, and I always play trees with it because the bands before and after us, they got these multi-$1,000 guitars, and I'll walk on the trees and I'll be playing the $60 guitar that I got in the pawn shop, but I literally beat the shit out of my guitars when I'm playing them. So I don't want to walk. I don't want to play like this $1,000 guitar and sit there just, in order to get a good sound out of a guitar or some notes, you got to push it.
Right.
You can't play nice. You play nice, it's going to give you some nice notes. It's metal. I don't want nice notes. Right. I want you to squeal. So and you gotta work for it. It's not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Who's next?
Now it's you.
Oh, let's see. What's another good number?
How old's your daughter?
Let's do 28.
28 is going to be, if you had to wear a onesie on stage, which one would it be?
I'm glad you got this one.
Oh,
you can answer too. What you talking about?
Maybe.
Like a plaid, maybe? A little butt plug.
He's going plaid.
being from Memphis, Tennessee, I would have to go with Jerry Lawler's one over the strap wrestling onesie.
Okay.
Just because.
Andre the Giant style?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, it pulls that one strap down is when you know it's on.
Okay. It's a good one. It's a different one.
That's definitely different.
All right. What you got?
Your turn.
For the answer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
A onesie.
A onesie. I don't know, man. How about one of those ones you seen they were coming out with the shorts with the collar, maybe? No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen bands wear those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that, though. I like to have fun and all, but not maybe I'm not that fun.
Not that fun. Oh.
All right. What you want to do? You want to pick a number? You want to roll?
Let's roll.
Roll we go. 63.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's going to be the last song you sang in the shower. Don't lie.
Okay. So to be perfectly honest, on occasion we will do a cover of "We Die Young" by Alice in Chains.
Okay.
And the first time I wanted to make sure I could hit all those notes, it was sang in the shower very loudly.
Okay. Got some good area practice.
He's like, yeah, I don't sing in the shower.
He's like, with the air guitar in the shower.
Yeah.
All right, I'd run everybody out of the damn house if I fucking sang in the shower. So.
Mine was New Divide by Linkin Park. I listened to that one today.
Okay.
I always love that song. It's in I have a playlist on Spotify called Random Great Songs. And it's been in there forever. And I even came out, my wife was in bed, and I was playing the song in the shower, came out. I was like, I just love that song so much.
It's a good song.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that hate that song. And I was very few that I felt like out of like all of my friends and everybody in radio were like dogging the shit out of it when it came out.
I loved it.
I was like, I like it. I guess I'm the lone person here that fucking likes the damn thing.
I mean, like everything nowadays is about mood and setting a mood with like modern music. And I thought back then that song set a really dark mood. I loved just the feel of that song. It's just really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Now, how do you feel about the new Linkin Park? Are you a lover of it or are you a hater of it?
Okay, the band I moved out to in Los Angeles in '99, before Linkin Park came out, we had two vocalists. We had a rapper screamer and we had a singer that sounded like Alice in Chains. And so we went out there, then Linkin Park broke and it destroyed my band. It was like, now we look like a Linkin Park copy. So I should hate that band, but I don't. I've always loved them because they still think they did it better than we would have.
I don't hate it. It's one of those things like any band that makes any kind of change, especially with somebody that was so enigmatic and just as big as he was, to change a vocalist. I mean, listening to, I think it's 2 or 3 songs they got out on the new album now. I don't hate it.
What was it? Talking over each other? Over each other?
I think that's a new one, something like that. But I don't hate it.
No, I will say I'm happy they went back to the old Linkin Park sound. I just wish they would have done that 15 years ago. I mean,
I do.
Hunting Party was good. They had. I enjoyed everything except for that last album. I've always really, really liked Linkin Park.
Yeah, I've always been a big Linkin Park fan. I mean, I know when they first came out, there was quite a few people that were kind of iffy about them and wasn't happy with them or whatever. And I think I found out about them a little later because I was listening to a lot of heavier shit. Like I think back then I was real big into like Cold Chamber and
Loco and
shit like that. I was listening to stuff like that. And I think the very first song I ever heard was Faint. Was the first song that I heard. And
that was off the second album, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that would be a little bit late.
Yeah, because I was in very early because, like I said, I was in LA. They were making the rounds around LA, and I heard Crawling, and I almost hit the floor.
Oh, that song's amazing.
Yeah, I was like
Paper Cuts.
Oh no, Crawling. That was the.
Oh yeah, that chorus in it. That's what made that song so big.
His voice. I mean, so I'm happy they went back to the old sound. I think she's doing a good thing. It's almost like I wish she would do more of her own thing because it sounds like she is definitely doing Chester's part.
Right.
That's the only thing. If there's only
she was a good vocalist on her own.
She's fantastic. Her previous band was good.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, so I'd like to see her come into her own a little more. Maybe the next album.
That's why I think the songs on the album are going to be really good, but everybody's going to critique her doing the Chester parts. But it's no different than any other band that's had to swap a singer. AC/DC being one of the biggest ones. Killswitch Engage did it. And I thought they got better when Howard came in. That's when I, first really became familiar with the band.
Maiden did it too.
Maiden
did it. Dio just died
three times.
So that actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that actually leads into a bonus question, which I was going to ask anyways. How do you guys feel about bands, replacing singers? Because there's a lot of them that don't like it and want to kill the band as soon as
one of my favorite bands of all time since I was knee high to a grasshopper was Black Sabbath. And people will ask, who's better, Ozzy or Dio?
Dio.
Oh, man. They both are so fantastic. Ronnie James Dio is an amazing vocalist.
Yes. That was my first metal band I ever listened to.
Oh, Heaven and Hell? Heaven and Hell is a perfect
it's a great
song.
Record.
It's a perfect song. Yeah. But it's like an 11-minute song or something like that. 8, 9, 10. It's a long song. It doesn't feel like it because it was written so well.
Right.
Yeah, it kept you interested. Kept you going.
Yeah. And just the whole
I to be honest, I never listened to Black Sabbath once Ronnie James was in there. I was always a big Ozzy fan. So I really never gave it a chance. And still this day, I'm going to be honest, I've not listened to that fucking record at all.
Your homework assignment is to put on Heaven and Hell and
just give it one. Give it one.
What does Eddie say? Just push play, man.
Yeah.
Just push play and walk away.
It's actually really good.
It's fantastic.
And that's nothing, disparaging about Ozzy and Sabbath. It's such a different band, to be honest. They were more kind of doomy, that kind of foreboding, spooky kind of sound with Ozzy, and it worked for them. And then to me, they were just like a rock band then. And then when Dio came in, they just all cylinders started firing, and they became a straight up metal band after that.
The first 5 Sabbath albums are some of the best music on record.
Yeah.
After Sabotage, they kind of really went downhill. They did Technical Ecstasy, which was my thing. And
Not a good album.
Never Say Die was hit and miss. Never Say Die is fantastic. The album was kind of you can tell they were out of ideas, they were out of steam. And then to put it down to Heaven and Hell right after that, it was like a new band. I don't even think Bill Ward played on that, or he only played on half of it.
Sometimes it takes a
Something
member,
drastic.
to get those creative juices flowing again. And you can run, especially with bands like that, they were doing a lot of drugs and drinking, stuff like that. That well runs dry. And then sometimes it takes somebody like Dio, who was
he was straight.
Not into drugs or alcohol, come in, and then all of a sudden everybody wakes up and it's like, oh my God, they were in a coma for years, And sometimes it takes a little change of scenery. Like Ozzy went and did, his first album, and that was fantastic outside of Sabbath. And then I thought, with Dio, the Sabbath blew back up. So sometimes it does take a change of scenery for all those creative juices to get flowing again. And sometimes it helps both bands,
All right. Yeah. So which one of you's next? I done fucking forgot. Which one's rolling or picking?
I'll go. Roll me, please.
Rolling we go. 43.
43.
Your first band T-shirt.
That I bought?
Yeah.
Animalized by Kiss.
Ooh.
Okay.
Good shirt. Good shirt. I like it.
I still am a huge Kiss fan.
How can you not be a huge Kiss fan?
I never got into Kiss.
Ah!
It's just rock and roll. Don't look any deeper.
If you're scratching the surface, you're getting a little too deep with Kiss.
Yeah, it's just kind of fun.
They were, when I was young, it was cool because of the makeup and everything like that. But first band T-shirt I think I actually bought was Cold. And what's funny is I saw them in concert it was on Godsmack, Stained, Cold, and Systematic, I believe. And I literally went to go see Cold. They were one of my favorite bands. And Scooter came out into the crowd. We were kind of against the rail on the side on the floor, and he comes walking up, and I kind of said, "Scooter, you're the reason why I'm here." And he gave me a big old hug. Well, a year and a half ago, we did a show with him.
Oh shit!
Awesome.
And he came up to we were setting up our merch table, and he came up and finally got to talk to him again. And I told him the story. He was like, "Yeah, I ran up to you. You gave me a big hug, and it was really cool to actually get to talk to him in person, for a second time. It was kind of like Phil from Taproot. I was in a band in Memphis, and the band we did the Music as a Weapon 2 tour was called Rail, and that's where I first met Taproot.
Mm-hmm.
And then come back and then have another show, and Phil's there and he's like, "Hey," and I've got all these pictures from Music as a Weapon 2, and he's like, "Yeah, there we are," and he's just like, he's dying laughing, and it's like, yeah, full circle, man.
Yep.
It tends to happen that way a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We like hearing those stories.
Oh, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
All right, next, who wants to roll or pick?
Let's see. I'm gonna pick. We picked. Did we roll?
I rolled last.
Rolled. Let's see. Let's go 20.
20. What is your stripper name?
Butt naked.
Butt naked. All right, we got butt naked.
Oh my god! I think one of the funniest ones.
Yes, Mo.
I saw a list of rock stars using alias names for hotel rooms, and I always thought this was funny. And I guess this would be the stripper name is Dick Goes In Ya.
Remember Wayne Static and the which video was it? He was Dick Hurts.
Dick Hurts.
Yeah.
Philip Hergap.
God is horrible.
It's a stripper name.
It'd probably go well in Vegas.
Probably. I joke around with my girlfriend and tell her I'm going to be a Greek god named Testicles. Walk around in my towel after a shower. Yeah. Testicles.
I'm more like Poseidon, so.
Yeah. The hair.
Bonus question to kind of flip it into another direction for a minute.
All right.
If you were to be locked in a house for 24 hours with any horror icon, who would you pick? Now you got to keep this in perspective. You want the greatest chance of survival, or do you want to die really fast?
I was going to have to say Chucky. At least he could be thrown around. You got at least a shot at getting away from him.
I'd say either John Carpenter, because I'd like to talk to him, but if I have to,
Chucky just talks too much.
Yeah.
That's a pretty normal answer.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody likes Chucky because they want to punch.
Easy to get away from.
See, like I said, mine's the leprechaun. Just give him the goddamn gold and fucking call it a day.
Right, exactly.
Man, I remember that movie.
Nobody wants to give up the gold.
My roommate is absolutely petrified of the fucking leprechaun. Terrified.
Okay.
Remember watching it.
Good to know.
The leprechaun. It's the most bizarre. I'm like, really? Out of all the horror icons that you could be afraid of, you're scared of the leprechaun.
I mean, Tim Curry's It would be a good one to be scared of too. I mean, honestly, but a leprechaun.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're choosing to die quickly,
he looks like a puppet.
I was terrified of Pennywise when I was a kid. I mean, I was petrified of clowns.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I seen it and I watched it with my parents when I was a kid.
Remember watching it on TV?
Mm-hmm.
And it was on VHS and it was double tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched it and it had me absolutely petrified of clowns. You couldn't get me within fucking 10 feet of a fucking clown and I was screaming and crying. They tried to take me to the circus one time and I was fighting my parents to climb underneath the seats just to fucking get away from them because I was terrified of them.
Nice.
That's so weird for you, though.
I see the look on your face and I know where you're going. We can skip that part.
This ain't over.
All right, which one do you want to roll or pick?
Your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna pick a 43. No, I think we already did that.
We
one.
did
45.
We already did that. 45. What is something on your bucket list?
Oof. I've done a lot.
Huh. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
The only thing I really had bucket list wise was I wanted to see Motorhead live. And the last Memphis in May, when I was in Memphis, they were scheduled to play and they had to cancel, and it was the year he died. And so that became an impossible task. And the second one was Aerosmith, and now that's done too. So
yeah,
my bucket list is over.
When I was younger, I wanted
to make a new one.
Haven't done the skydiving thing. I did bungee jumping.
No. When I was younger, I wanted to skydive, and the older I got, the less I wanted to do it. So
I'm like, no. You're like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. That fuck shit ain't
right. Exactly.
I was crazy when I was younger, and I've definitely chilled out a little bit.
Yeah, no,
I'm not chilled out. I've done all kinds of stuff. I'm all about like, hey, that looks cool. Let's go do it. Come on, and I did it.
I'll watch from the ground. I'll wait on the ground, and when you get there, I'll have the cooler of beer once you show up.
Right. Hey, celebrate! You made it.
Told you guys earlier.
I was going to go.
If you go, I'll have two piles depending on what happens. I'll have a cooler of beer or a shovel. One of the two. Right. I would really prefer not to shovel you off the concrete.
Not going to be in the concrete if we're in the water.
Fair enough. All right, who's next?
You. Let's go with 53.
Good number.
53. What is your favorite meal to cook if you could cook on the road?
I'm a seafood guy. So salmon, scallops, shrimp. I love seafood. Crab, especially.
We gonna get along just fine because that's about all I ever
seafood. I can eat it every day of the week.
Love seafood. I could take a grill, have a nice steak. Honestly, I don't eat a lot of meat, but when I eat meat, it's good meat. It's good steaks, good ribs, good briskets. And
brisket.
Getting living here in Texas, we have some amazing barbecues out here. And
yes, we do.
A lot of other people say it's not barbecue, but it's barbecue.
Oh yeah,
we know how. Oh,
it's barbecue.
Barbecue. I've heard a lot of things. I've had barbecue like all over the damn place. I've heard Kansas City says they got the best. Fucking Texas says they got the best.
Carolina has some really good barbecue too.
Memphis has good barbecue.
I mean, our barbecue here, especially in South Carolina, is much different. Like the sauce is different. Everything's fucking different. So I guess it just really depends on, what style you like it. I like the Kansas City barbecue a lot because I like spicy shit, and a lot of their barbecue sauce is like really fucking spicy.
Same, yeah.
So I mean, that's what I prefer. But I'm a big seafood guy. Like fucking eat seafood every day, all week, all year.
So
fucking whatever.
When I was living in Pensacola a few years ago. I had a boss of mine that actually taught me how to start fishing off the piers, started doing that. And then I lived right off of Escambia Bay by Pensacola and realized that I could go out there and crab. So I would get out there about noon, drop a crab trap, and then you could walk the banks, and I would take a fishing pole with like a shrimp on it, and you could see them just everywhere. You go out there and just pick off the biggest blue crab I could find and then just throw them in a bucket. I take like 20 home and boil them up and have fresh seafood right out of the water.
That's the best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It really is. It's a different.
So bonus question for both of you. Okay. What was that one defining moment Was it a band? Was it a music video? Whatever it was, what was that one moment that you decided you wanted to be a musician?
I'm gonna blame MTV, honestly, because when I was a kid, I remember watching the MTV when it first came on. You know, we had the old rotary TVs, and you can tune it in. And remember, you could just keep on tuning, so you could tune it into a channel.
Yeah.
And I was on channel 5, and I would just sit there and all day, every day. It was like Too Young to Fall in Love by Motley Crue was on. They had all those great Bang Your Head, like Come On Feel the Noise by Quiet Riot. And they didn't play like a lot of Priest or anything, but the stuff the rock that would get played, you know. And even like some of the Duran stuff that would come on.
Yeah.
You know, that bass line to Rio still blows me away.
Oh, yeah.
So you just exposed to all this great music than the Michael Jackson stuff that came out. And just knew music was going to be a bigger part of my life. Didn't realize for how long.
Right.
It was, God. I really think it was watching my dad play, and you know, seeing the crowd reactions and stuff like that. You know, even when you're small, like I used to bring my daughters to the show when they were small, and they loved it. And it was just watching it, the energy, the feeling it. You know, how, you know, they play something or somebody says something, the crowd goes crazy, and you just get that adrenaline rush, and like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
So that takes me back to watching an interview. I was watching it the other day, and it was about Korn's performance at Woodstock '99.
Oh man!
And he was talking about how he felt because they had just started blowing up, and him walking out on that stage and seeing that many people for the first time when they had never played a crowd that big, and just like listening to him to describe it and trying to think about that. I mean, I've been at festivals before, and I've been on stage at festivals, but I've never seen a crowd like that when they were showing the video of the crowd and how big and massive that crowd was.
Right.
I would probably throw up and shit my pants simultaneously
At the same time.
Yeah. how they did it.
Wasn't it Metallica when they played Moscow? It was like a million people or something like that.
It's insane. Yeah, I remember. I think I remember that pay-per-view or whatever. Yeah, Cinderella, Skid Row, Motley Crue.
No, that was the Moscow Music Peace Festival. That was
that was
Scorpions
all played.
No, this is after that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, this is way after that. This is post Blackout, I think. That Moscow Music Peace Festival, that was 89, maybe 90.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Yeah. No, that was I remember recording that off of MTV.
Yep.
Had Skid Row, Bon Jovi. Yeah.
Yep. With a good old VHS pushing record.
Yep.
Record. You rich people have VHS, man. I had Betamax.
I know. I still remember there listening to FM stations and putting the cassette in to fucking like make mixtapes. It's like you're waiting on that one song. Oh shit! Record. Pissed off. If like,
what was the first?
Like a few seconds into it, you're like, God damn it! I gotta start it over again.
Yeah.
What was the first song you remember recording off the radio? Like waiting for the radio.
Oh, I remember. It was Marilyn Manson's "Sweet Dreams."
Oh gosh, yeah. Mine was "Round and Round" by Rat.
Oh, I fucking remember. I even still remember. I said earlier, the very first music video I ever seen on MTV was Motorhead's Ace of Spades.
I'm a big Motorhead fan. Love Motorhead.
I was too. That was my first like metal band that I was like obsessed with when I was a kid. Was fucking Motorhead. I was all about fucking Lemmy. That's the whole reason I played bass. I tried the whole singing thing and could not sing to save my goddamn life. And I'm like, and for some reason, I couldn't sing and play at the same time. I never could fucking master that. I don't know why. Like, I can't figure out how fucking drummers are able to fucking do that, because I've tried to play drums and I'm like, it's either one or the other. I could do my feet or I can do because I can't do both at the same time.
That's when I gave up. You know, I was like, sorry, Dad, I'm just not built for it, and
right.
I No.
I keep my e-drum set back here. I play this thing all the time, and I've never played on stage, but man, I do love beating the crap out of it.
Yeah,
it's a good aggression release, that's for sure.
All right, so if you guys could go on tour with any 3 bands, dead or alive, who would you fucking choose?
I'd want to take our buddies in Empires.
Okay.
Yeah, they're another DFW band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Empires.
I actually know who they are.
Yeah. Me and Darren go back 15 years.
Okay.
And Bishop, great guy, great vocalist, great frontman. He'd be one. We're getting ready to do a show with them in about less than a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November 15th.
Yeah, we're getting ready to do a show with them again.
Coming up.
I would like to go back out with Chevelle.
Okay. Yeah, somebody just said that.
I like those guys a lot. And Alice in Chains.
Oh, can we resurrect?
There you go. Now we talk.
I'll take either.
Yeah,
I love both versions of the band. Black as Ways the Blue was one of my favorite albums.
Great album. Great album.
All right, now to flip that question, this is the trick one. If you go out with any 3 bands that are not within your genre at all, not even close.
You already know what I'm going to say.
Yep, he wants to go Oasis.
Oasis. I am the biggest Oasis fan, have been for years, and this year made my year. They're back together.
All right.
Other 2, oh my god.
I like Dirk Bentley.
Okay, that's so country.
Yeah, I
do a little country to party with.
He sure would.
And what else is on the other side of that?
Would you go Brantley?
No, let's go Britney Spears. Just
Oh,
have something to look at.
There we go.
Just have something to look at. You don't need a sausage fest all the way through. So.
All right. See, I always say Taylor Swift. Do I like
that though?
No, but you know damn well that place is gonna be sold the fuck out.
That is true. That is true.
Bottom. So you want maximum exposure?
Your guarantee would be good. So.
Oh yeah, like I said, I tell all people all the time. I already know.
I could live with that.
It would be it'd be Taylor Swift, Post Malone, and Snoop Dogg right off the fucking.
Okay, that's good ones. Yeah.
Oh, Post Malone would be fun to go out with.
Post is good.
Yeah. Plus, I heard he's a big fucking metalhead, anyways.
Yeah.
So shit. I actually love his music. I listen to his music all the fucking time. If I get to a point where I just want to like fucking chill out, like it's either Post Malone or The Weeknd. I don't know why.
Okay.
I love those 2 artists.
That literally is the best way. Like, especially if I'm trying to write and I feel myself getting kind of stuck, wanting to sound like something. The best thing is to get absolutely away from that thing,
right,
and listen to something. Like literally, I'll listen to country or go listen to Oasis or something, and sometimes it actually sparks something in what you're trying to do. You know, like, okay, I wouldn't have thought of that, but I could actually implement that, in whatever way it would work. But, it would implement that into, what we're doing.
You know who my guilty pleasure has been lately?
Who's that?
Ed Sheeran.
He's a good singer.
Fantastic
songwriter.
Yeah.
Out there. I mean,
I actually like that remix of his song. I can't remember what the name of the goddamn song is, but he did it with Bring Me the Horizon.
I remember hearing about that. I don't remember the name of the song.
He did something with The Offspring lately too. Ed Sheeran. It popped up on my YouTube feed.
And he did something with Craig Hill too, didn't he? Or was it Demo Borgia?
Million Miles Away, I think. If you look on YouTube.
Now I'm going to have to go to YouTube tonight and go look for shit. Because if that happened, I need to know.
Yeah, it was Ed Sheeran. I love The Offspring. That's just one of my biggest guilty pleasures. And,
yeah, The Offspring was the craziest crowd I was ever involved in. I think it was in our maybe early 2000s, maybe 2005, 2006. They used to have this big festival in Atlanta called Music Midtown. and it had like multiple different stages, and every stage was a different genre. Like there was a country stage, there was a hard rock metal stage, there
was May was. Yeah.
dance, whatever. So I think it was the very first night. And I think the very first day there was like, fuck, I seen Newfound Glory, Story of the Year, Fuel.
Love Story of the Year.
They had Courtney Love, but they ended up kicking her off her stage 2 songs in because she came out butt naked by herself.
Oh.
And it was supposed to be
no one wants to see that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be whole, but she didn't. Nobody came out with her, and I guess she was just so fucked up on drugs. She came out. I mean, she was butt naked. I mean, fucking naked.
I believe it.
I mean, well, we've already seen that. Didn't we see the People versus Larry Flint?
Good point.
Yeah, no one wants to see that.
Yeah, she came out butt naked, and then the main event was the Offspring. Well, as soon as they got up and started playing, it starts storming. I mean, just fucking pouring rain.
Even better.
They didn't stop, and they didn't stop the show. We kept going. Somehow, I don't know how, everybody ended up fucking half-ass naked or completely naked. I was in there, and all I know is by the time I left, I had boxers and 1 sock, and that was it. Where the rest of my clothes went, I don't have a fucking clue. And it was insanity. Like there were so many bodies of crowd surfing. It was just body after body after fucking body. You're getting kicked and the mosh pit. I mean, it was just intense. It was insane.
Well, Dexter
never been. Do what?
So Dexter with his PhD can craft a fucking song, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I've never been in a pit so insane ever.
Wow.
All right, so on that, where do you guys like to talk to your fans? Do you guys have merch, and where can they get your music at?
We are on everywhere, literally. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Like we're working on some stuff for YouTube. We had when we put out the album during COVID, and so that kind of crushed a lot of getting out and playing for 2 years. And
funny story, real quick. When we were recording the album, we went over to the producer's house. Remember, we couldn't put all our cars in the front because the studio was in the back because the people would realize that we weren't social distancing. But yeah, when we were actually putting the finishing touches on the album was 2020.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we didn't get to play a whole lot during that. And we took a couple of year break. And he just happened to kind of mention, and maybe in 2024, and thank God. I mean, we've been busy. Actually had some people asking when we were coming back, and I was like, do you want to? And so we found a new bass player and drummer. And so we're currently working on new music. Pete's got a home studio here, and we do all the tracking here. And where we can try some weird stuff like I've been wanting to kind of thicken up some of the guitars, and we got some really good guitar tones, but taking stuff like splitting the bass track, distorting one, going clean on the other, thickening up the guitar tone, stuff that we can do here. And
how about the drum tracks we just did?
Oh my God,
we just did drum tracks for the new Collide song. But I work in a big warehouse, office style, and the natural reverbs were insane. And so we got some great drum tracks. We're getting ready to drop a song here shortly. The studio date's on the 12th.
The 7th.
Shit. Okay, I gotta get working.
Coming up.
Yeah, we're gonna do something fun for ourselves for this song, and we're actually gonna get it mastered at Abbey Road in England.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Just to say that we've had something over there where all these greats have recorded, the Beatles, David Bowie, all these great people, and say, okay, they mastered our song. Yeah. And this is for us.
Just for us.
Hell yeah. Can't wait to see it.
So on that, we are getting out of here, but stay put because we are going to play some music from them before we do get out of here. And until next time,
see you tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow, which we got Kelly Strange from Strange Like Me coming on, and I will be on the Rock Assault Radio show in like 5 minutes, so you can go over there and watch. So on that, Here's one of their songs.
Thank you, guys.
Soon the dust will rise, and I can't swallow. Fragile of the lies will bring me sorrow. Yesterday is gone, I'll burn tomorrow. Another breakdown, don't want it now. Another letdown, just let it go. Soon the pain subsides, do not bother. The summer through the night, I'm no martyr. Fragile of the lies, they keep me hollow. Now your love is gone. Fuck tomorrow, another breakdown. I don't want now. Another man down, just let it go. I wanted to be someone who listens to my prayer. Needed to be someone because I know this going on. Yeah. Gotta go, just let it out. Because I know it's going on. Yeah. Thank you guys for